Congratulations, Coach James. James, as a player, just tell us how it feels to win 3 in a row in your new colours.
It feels great. I mean, we had a chance to do it earlier in the year and drop the ball. We knew that, being 500 was, our ultimate goal. And the last time we had this opportunity, we got smacked. So it just feels great that we was able to overcome it this time. And the guys feeling good. And now we're just trying to keep it rolling.
Justin, it was a huge game in terms of sort of where you are placed on the ladder. You're 2 games sort of behind Phoenix and just games played. So it sort of jumps you there to 5 or 6 here, and then you go down a couple. I know it's a while yet until playoffs, but that just must be a nice mental thing to know that you've sort of jumped up a few ranks there and you're where you want to be.
Yeah, I guess we knew we were a lot of games behind compared to some other teams, and so all we as a staff looked at was the loss column, and we've seen that 7 sit there for a while, and it was first thing we have to do is get to 500, and then once we do that, we can start thinking about climbing. And the best thing about tonight for us is that's our first series win of the year, and we know if we can tick a few of those off, we put ourselves in a position. But there's a lot in that game that I don't like, and so that's the positive right now. Weirdly, in that there's so much growth we've still got to go, and we are in this position right now. So pleased for the guys to get 3 in a row. We're still hungry. We don't want this thing to stop, but there's definitely a connectivity in this group that when we play the right way, share the ball, have each other's back defensively, we feel like we can do something special.
Yeah, on that note, James, you were down 15 early in the third. Some teams would look at that and go, oh, it's going to be a really uphill battle here. We might not have it in us. What do you think it is with this outfit this year? Obviously, a lot of scorers in there. Do you think just gives you that ability to come back from 15 and then end up winning by 8? It's a serious run to finish the game there.
Well, it's good when you got a bunch of guys where it can be their night. Like some nights it's Casey night, some nights it's Dre night, some nights it's my night. So when you got multiple guys that can fill it up and score really well, then it's just about the defensive end at that point, because you're going to score points, but it's about getting the stops and the timely stops that you need. And we were able to do that in the third quarter, which led to us getting easy transition buckets, easier baskets, and then that was how we struck a comeback. But I mean, scoring is not this group's problem. We just got to focus more on defense, and once we figure that out, then we feel like the only team that can beat us is ourselves. So we just got to keep going.
Justin, it's the second straight highly efficient offensive game from you guys. Obviously, the high-level talent scoring is part of it. But what do you think is that's making this team so connected on that end?
Yeah, I think honestly there's unsung heroes right now, and Isaac White comes in for his second game in a row and just has big moments for us, and it may not be scoring, it's just how he's been able to influence. Toy Smith-Milner was, again, we had a lot of foul trouble tonight, comes in, has a role. Emmett Nah coming in and holding the fort when Nordo goes out. So while the scoring rates are being quite high, and I think we've just figured out how to have each piece click together right now. To me, it's when we do go to the bench, we're getting contribution as well. So, that's something we spoke about from the start. We've gone through a bit of injury and whatnot, and as guys have been able to redefine roles a little bit, it's been pleasing to see the growth there. So, I think that's a huge part of it. And then, our starters are setting the table. They're doing the job. And, again, 108 points, that's what we'll look at. We're not happy with it. Credit to Southeast. I thought they made some big shots at key times, but a little bit of areas there of giving up 3 points, 30 in the first half. I think we give them 12 in the second, which is more acceptable. So, a lot to work on, but pleasing steps forward.
I think James had 4 turnovers in the first 5-ish minutes of the game, and then he only finished with 4. What do you think the turnaround was with JB out there?
Yeah, I think there wasn't panic at the half. There was a understanding of we haven't turned up, and that's, to be blunt. Intensity measures weren't where they needed to be in the first quarter, and that's something we believe in. And we were kind of just going through the motions, for better use of a word. And I really feel JB had a patch there where he was influencing the defensive end, making right decisions in the offensive end. The one that sticks out is the corner spray to Nordo. And, when he's playing like that, and we actually had a chat yesterday about, I think, JB and Case in particular are 2 of the engines. When they're playing the right way, everyone plays the right way. And it was a really key moment that he turned it around. And to win the third quarter by 10 after the way we were playing gave us a lot of hope of where we could go.
What do you think it is about Keandre's game that's clicking right now? It seems like he's finding his spots really, really well.
Yeah, he's an elite shooter, and we keep talking about how we feel comfortable with what he can do defensively as well. And I think what our whole group is doing well is when we let the ball move, everyone creates advantages for each other, and I think he's benefited from a lot of downhill from Nordo, from JB. Whitey was one of those influences at that time as well. So, he shot the ball incredibly well, and that's been a key for him over these last few games.
Justin mentioned some of the unsung heroes, Tohi, Isaac. I think Tyrell had a very quiet 23 and 12, right? These guys sort of just do their jobs. What do you make of these guys who come on, even Emmett creating in his 10 minutes? What do you make of these guys and their contribution to this team?
I mean, they just make us that much special when those guys can come in on limited notice. I mean, sometimes you might not play the whole first half and get subbed in like Isaac White, and he's still going to give it his all. He's still going to go 100%. Never seen him complain, never seen him, be frustrated about not playing. He's just happy for each other. So I feel like that's where the camaraderie is with the whole team, because when those guys can, cheer for you and go crazy for you when, sometimes they don't even play as much, then you just, got the ultimate joy when, they get in and make things happen. And I'm just, happy to be a part of a nice knitted group like this.
Justin, I'm sure you want to see that defensive rating number drop on average throughout the season. It's the second straight game where obviously you guys have scored it extremely high defensively. It's not where you want to be. What do you think are some of the keys to fixing that?
Yeah, there's the shooting on the floor by bigs has been kind of a challenge for us at New Zealand right at the start of the year, and then Southeast obviously can do that as well, and that's an area that I think we've got to be better. But we just got to. When we stick to our home base D, we're very good. We've held teams to around the 80s this season as well. So to me, in that first half, there was just way too many breakdowns in that area. I think, 59 and a half. I'll look at the second half and go, that's more who we want to be and who we can be. So, just key breakdowns at key times, which if we want to be who we want to be, we've got to get that out of our game. So, we're a lot more consistent. I'm getting happier and happier in that way. But ultimately, we've still got growth to go.
You're going up against a Sydney team in Sydney next, chance for 4 in a row. How do you carry over this impressive form into that game?
Yeah, honestly, it's about us. We say this every time. We'll always look at what they're doing, but we'll really look at where we were great and where we weren't. And to us, we're still in this growth point, and we know if we have our consistency and who we want to be at both ends of the floor, it puts us in a position to be able to win any game. And so going into Sydney, tough arena, first time for some of our guys, great opportunity again to get some lessons, learn and grow, and that's the thing I'm looking forward to most.
Any questions for me, Chris?
Yeah, just a couple quickly. Justin, I'm interested to get your thoughts when you first thought this team could play at this sort of a fast pace. I mean, the first time it really stood out was the first time you played against Melbourne, and I know you lost the game, but I think you really wanted to run with them. And now we've seen what you can do at a fast pace the last 3 games in particular. When was it that you thought that this team could play this way?
Honestly, it was kind of a little bit of necessity when we put Case to the fore when Bannon got injured. It allowed us to play a little bit more, I guess, freer with more shooting on the floor as well. And, so we had to find how do we create a new advantage with Banno out. And that's when we sort of, I guess, found a couple other actions that allowed JB and Dre to be a threat at the same time, which is a tough cover. So, in the half court, there was key parts, but then being able to have that versatility defensively and get some more run out was a positive. Nordo's been a real key piece to that in pushing pace and finding advantages. But, in all honesty, it's about, all right, well, who's in front of us and where are our advantages on the night? And I think we've just played a few teams where we felt that we could see some positive play in those areas.
You've touched on White again. He had a great game tonight, but I'm interested to get your thoughts. What was your reaction when he first walked in and that beautiful mullet was gone?
Man, like, I don't know. I'm just worried about Sav copying it and then us not being able to tell them apart again. But no, like JB touched on it. Like Whitey's a guy that comes in and has his habits every day, and we know exactly who he's going to be. He's a high energy guy, positive influence on the group, and there's a number of our guys on our list where you just love seeing the reward for the work that they're doing, and that's something we definitely want to continue to see moving forward.
What did you think of him chopping it off, JB?
I think it looked good. He said it's like a mohawk now almost instead of the mullet. So I like it.
What are your thoughts now on Sydney on Sunday? You played them once earlier this year and you got down big, but then you finished that game with some momentum, JB. I mean, what are your thoughts now on taking them on come Sunday?
Well, they was a team that came in our home and embarrassed us in front of our home crowd. So, we're excited to have the opportunity to go back and try to correct the mistakes that we made the first game. They came out and punked us right away from the start. And, even though we made an effort towards the end, we knew we got to start better against a group like that. They're a very talented group. And I'm excited for the challenge. And it's something that we get a chance to do for the first time this year is win 4 in a row. So we're excited to do it, and we think we're going to get it done.
Thanks, guys.
Justin, is Bano back for Sydney?
Yeah, like we're very hopeful that he was close tonight. So we're hoping that he will be available. We won't know till kind of practice Saturday. I'll be definitely trying to give him up till game time to have that opportunity for sure.
Justin, since you started the Bullets last year, you probably haven't had a full roster all at once.
I know.
Are you excited by the prospect of Bano coming back into the fold while the boys are on fire and just sort of seeing what that, there might be some growing pains, but yeah, does that excite you?
No, absolutely. Like, when we put the team together, and, I've said this a few times, we thought, Sam McDaniel, Deng Adel and Josh Bannon would be starters. And right now they're not. And, that's an exciting piece. Obviously, Sam's done for the year, but, Deng's rate of improvement's a lot further ahead, which is exciting as well. So, once we can get everyone whole, that's going to be an exciting thing for us for sure. And, the beauty of this group is kind of what we touched on before. No one cares, if they're in or out. It's like how we're playing, and everyone's willing to sacrifice a little for the group. And, so I think, it's only going to make us stronger.
Cheers, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.